to one of my friends that I just don't feel love. I just don't feel any warmth in my heart the way I used to before. I don't get excited about things. They like, for example, there's this emotion that's like built up you when you listen to a favorite song, or you listen to something that really sparks that feeling. But for me, it's like I don't get those things anymore. I made a playlist of all my favorite songs that used to give me that feelings, just not there anymore. Instrumentals, or just even taking a walk, they're not giving me that feeling anymore. And I was like, what is going on? How do I get back there? Is it maybe that I'm trying to go back to what used to make me feel good rather than trying to find something new that makes me feel that again?
Could be. Well, when it comes to the songs, I believe that could be the case. But what is your relationship with people? Like, was there a moment? What you're describing happened to me as well, and it
Mm.
happened. I got disconnected from people because I lost trust in people. Somehow I felt like I'm hurt, and I felt like I want to be safe, so I'm not going to be dealing with you guys. Like, you could be around, but I'm not. I'm not emotionally. I'm not. I'm not plugging in. I'm like, I'm on the outside. I'm observing, but I'm living. I'm gonna, like, I had the conversation with people, but somehow I made a step back because I was disappointed or I was hurt, and I didn't want to feel it again. So I closed my heart. That's what we can do. We have the power to do that as well.
Mm.
And I thought that it's going to be a safe place. I thought it's going to be a great for me because I don't engage with the people that much and I don't get that hurt. But what happens over time, if you sit in that place for a long time, what happens is that your heart closes, starts feeling like a rock. Joy and happiness disappears from your life. You might feel like a tight chest. That's what was coming with it. So what is that? That's my question. What is your relationship with people? Is there any reason for you to be stepping out, or what is? How do you interact with people?
I think you just articulated it perfectly there. It's feeling like I've been so disappointed, feeling hurt, feeling as if people are not reliable. I spent, especially during the time of quarantine, I isolated myself a lot, and I was safe in my own place. I was okay in my own place. That now I've come back to connect with people, like living with my mom. I didn't live with her before, haven't really lived with her for about 4 years now. And also started living with my cousins, being around people. It weirds me out. It's like I just like I want to leave quite quickly. Now I'm getting a bit more used to it, but it will be a moment where I give people 2 hours tops, and then I just need to be back into my own space because that's where it makes me feel safe. And I don't know how to communicate vulnerably anymore. That was not how you say that. But yeah, because before I was an open book. I'll be like, yeah, this is happening, this is happening. Now I'm like, yeah, no, nothing much is happening because so many things, bad things have happened. I've shared with people the fact that I'm in a relationship and the relationship hasn't worked out, and I've heard comments of, oh yeah, by the time we saw you again, we knew you were not going to be with that person anymore. And that really hurt my feelings, to think, okay, so you have an expectation that my relationships don't last because of my history. And just even with friends, I lost some friends. They were just unreliable. They were, just accusations of things that were not true. And all of this happening in the last year, that I felt like it's just disappointment after disappointment, hurt after hurt after hurt. But it was also coming from years of having gone through so many other things that I had shut down, that when I truly allowed myself to recognize what had been happening with me in terms of like sexual trauma, like what I mentioned before with making decisions about abortion and being high on weed majority of the time, especially when I stopped smoking weed, it was as if like I was open to recognize, wow, this has been my life. This has been what people have done. This is the hurts, because what the weed was doing was always numbing me, was always numbing the fact that I was, somebody has upset me. It's like someone's upset me, I'll smoke it out, but never really feel it. And it came to a point where I truly felt it. But I think instead of numbing it with the weed, it was like now I'm numbing it with my heart, closing my heart. And so Now I don't know how to get out of it.
No, look, the one thing is that we are going through transformation. So many people will. I started traveling and I haven't seen my family for 7 years. So some brother, I haven't been with my mom, with my brothers. I was on the road by myself, and I felt like I felt good. I felt good with myself. I find a way how to be with myself in peace. It was a safe place. It was a work. I was having time to reflect on myself. So it's a good place to be for that moment of time, but you're starting to realizing now that you cannot cut off people off because we are all united. So if you cut off people, you're cutting yourself off as well. So
Mm,
it's like you're disconnecting from life. That's what's happening. But the right solution is it's also good to cut off from some people, and it's also good to reflect and realize which people have been serving you in your life, which people haven't, and also realizing that not all people have good intentions, and that's basically making you see the world for what it is. What needs to be done is to I was open book as well as you, so I can relate to exactly what you just said. I
mm,
went through it. I trusted that everybody's good. I was open with everybody. It was like, and then I got burned, and I was like, fuck, I cannot trust people. Like I cannot trust them the way I trusted them. So
yeah.
how do I? So my solution was, okay, if I cannot trust them, I won't trust them. That was my solution. So I get completely off. I'm like, I don't need any of you guys.
Mm,
But that's not true. We need that human interaction. It's so important, but you need to choose who you deal with. So once you start opening your heart, because that's what you're going to be doing, it's also good with this transformation to understand, give yourself the space, and also realize how people affect your life. And then also this connection that you found out, you understood how this works. That's very valuable information. That knowing that this is how it feels when you close your heart, how does it affect? It's a powerful thing to know that this is how it works. So the right thing, or the right approach, that or the approach that I took, is that you play Swiss with people. You give them the chance to show up who they are. You don't open up 100%. You just you, like, let's say you knock on the door, or somebody knocks on your door, you open, you say, hey, what's your name? And you start a little conversation, and then you will see how you feel. Observe how you feel with the people after they leave. How you feel? Do you feel you want to have more of that, or do you feel like that was enough for you?
mm,
And this way you can choose who you spend your focus and energy on, and
mm,
then also who you invite more into your life, because you feel that they can trust you. But be also uh, no, don't have any expectations on of picture of people. We tend to think, okay, this person is good, this person is not good. It's more, if you stay more in the Swiss, like a borderline observer. If you observe, and
mm,
then if something wrong happens, you don't have that expectation, you don't get hurt. So it's more also stepping out of the expectations that you might have. Like once you meet someone, you paint a picture, or you
mm,
see someone, and it can go both ways. It happens like every time we project on someone, I say, well, this person, I don't think it's a good person, and then they can surprise you. And that's what
mm,
universe starts doing, because when we project things, we shouldn't be probably doing any of that. We should be just staying in Swiss and living in the moment and absorbing how the people talk. You can observe how they talk, what they're interested in, if they bring something, how they make you feel.
mm,
And this way you can open up to some people, but not to all people, but not too close to everybody as well. So I
mm,
think that's the it's a very much of intuitive way. You can play with your intuition. You can try to see how you receive people, how you feel. If you focus on the feelings and intuition, there could be a great space where you could grow yourself as well, because you will be able to get more into the feelings, into the your intuitive mind, and get to know yourself as well a little bit more.
yeah. No, that's really good because I think it's just been one thing that I've been thinking, like, am I like this forever? Is it a case? I mean, how long did it take for you to truly start feeling again, if that makes sense?
Well, I was 3 years very much cut off, like for really cold off, cut off. So I was traveling by myself, so I didn't even have friends. Like I was on my own, like
Right.
100%. And it comes with the decision. It comes with this conversation. That's where that's the breaking point for that, because if you from now on you start observing, and you will realize, okay, what I felt, why I decided to change, is I felt that if I keep like this, there is no life, there's no happiness, there is no like. I felt my heart is turning into a rock. That's how I
Mm,
felt it, and I said, okay, I don't want this. I just want to enjoy moments, enjoy things, enjoy life. So
mm,
it starts with that decision. If you realize, okay, I don't want to feel like this, and you already felt like you don't get the joy, the happiness from life, that's the moment where you say, okay, I don't want this. And once you say I don't want this, you're already turning, you're spinning it in another way. The
mm,
work that you will have is to decide, okay, how do I the interaction between people, how to start trusting again people. Like, do you trust me? You're telling me your stories. Do you trust me? I'm a human being as well as others are.
mm,
And you need to know that there are some people that will want you to do well. They will support you on your journey,
mm,
and people who you can trust. And if you can see that, if you know there is one person, you know there are more people like that. It
mm,
might not be everybody you will be choosing now. And
mm,
because of the transformation, some people will stay stuck in their own thing, but some people will decide to move into a new, into a better, warm-hearted and conscious world. So you're choosing that.
mm,
So know that more people are still sleeping, or we are in a phase of awakening. So you might like to connect with the people who are already like on the same page. They want to support others. They want to live in the world that where there is a consciousness. There are people supporting each other. So you will have to choose, and there might be more people that are not caring or not meaning well
mm.
than the ones who are awake and they want to support you. So just realizing that give you a perspective, but giving everybody a chance to show who they are. But
Mm.
don't paint anything, just let them the space and observe. The more you observe without expectations, the less you will be able to disappoint yourself or get hurt.
Yeah, that's really good. The observing without expectations, because I think it's so easy to